Shalom Israel, Shalom, Shalom. Brother Naquam, Watchmen for Israel, coming back at you with these precepts and another cold cut to giving, of course, our honor and our glory to Yahweh by Shema Mashiach Malaki Bashai. Double honors to the elect elders of the house of David that's been in this truth for decades and decades, patiently waiting for the second coming of Mashiach Malaki Bashai. A hearty, mighty Shalom to all of the mighty men of the Most High God who are out there on the highways and byways, pushing this truth, magnifying the ministry, presenting their bodies as a living sacrifice, and enduring all things for the elect's sake. Shalom, shalom. Shalom to all of the men that may not be out there in the highways and byways as of yet, but they're working on it. They're getting built up in the spirit. They're praying, they're fasting, they're studying, they're being diligent and abounding in the work of the Lord. Shalom, shalom. Shalom to all of the Aquath out there, the sincere sisters out there, moving in the spirit of our righteous foremothers. Shalom, shalom. Shalom to all of the ancient men, the children, and the elect of Israel scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. And last but not least, shalom to everybody tuning in live. Brother Azariah, Shalom King, Gandalf, Travis, Yazian David, Yehuda Israel, El Don Israel, Sweet Style, Shalom Williams, Brother Believe, Shalom King, Nigel Blends, Tapua, Geo of Judah, Vernon Brody, Divine in Nature LLC, Judah Israel, and everybody else tuning in and that will tune in, Lord willing. Right? Another Monday night fire through the spirit and power of Yahweh by Shemi Abashai. We're living in exciting times, man. All praises to Yahweh by Shemi Abashai, that the Most High has sent spirits of vengeance, spirits of strife, spirits of contention, spirits of bloodshed within his Babylonian system, where now you have ex-presidents and presidents soon to be, if it's the will of the Most High, being shot, man. Being shot by fellow Edomites. You have ex-presidents damn near getting their head blown off, man. Getting the hot ones right between the eyes, man. You got the CIA that's compromised, the Secret Service that's compromised, local law enforcement is compromised. Babylon, as you know it, is falling apart, man. This is a sure sign that you're living in the last days, man, that you're living in the end of the world. Now, you may say, well, how do we know that this is Bible prophecy? How do we know that it's that this speaks of the end of the world? Well, all throughout the scriptures, the Most High speaks of the events that you saw happen not too long ago, man. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemi Shai, the prophets, and even our Lord Yahweh Shai, they spoke of this incident that happened out there of so-called Donald Trump and his attempted assassination, man. These things were spoken of old from the days that were before us, even from the beginning. So when we see these things, you know, we get excited, man. We're zealous. But we also understand that these things must come to pass, man. The scriptures must be fulfilled, and this is Bible prophecy, man. Right? Rather, he was a millimeter away from getting his head blown off, man. 1 inch away from getting his head blown off. All of this is the will of Yahweh Bashmi Yahushua. Right? Now let's show that this is Bible prophecy. Right? We got a lot we want to get into tonight through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashmi Yahushua. Right? First and foremost, let's go to the book of 2nd Ezra, right? Let's go to 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter. Donald Trump assassination attempt. God said that would happen, right? And then you have so-called Donald Trump. I believe he was selling Bibles, man. See if I can pull that up before I get that scripture. Donald Trump selling Bibles, right? Part of his campaign, man. Selling Bibles for $59.99, right? Make America pray again, right? Trump reveals he's selling Bibles. And you got death angels around this man, right? Death angels around this man selling Bibles for $59.99, and the Most High is not with him, huh? The Most High is against this man. You know, and the Lord said, touch not my prophets and do my anointed no harm, huh? Or touch not my anointed and do my prophets no harm, rather. So Donald Trump is a scam artist, man. A demon. The Most High is against him. He's handling the words of the Most High. Hey, but before I get into it, what did the Lord say? Right, let's go to Psalms chapter 50. Before we get into the Bible prophecy, this is Psalms chapter 50 and 16, huh? Right? It reads, but unto the wicked, the Most High said, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes, or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth? Who's the wicked? The so-called white man. Pursuant to Malachi, the 1st chapter, as well as Job chapter 9, 24, and many other verses. What is the Most High asking the wicked? He's saying, what are you doing with the scriptures, man? Who do you think you are to declare my laws, my statutes, my commandments, man? Who gave you the authority to enforce my word on the earth? Who do you think you are taking hold of my covenant and uttering the words of knowledge out of your mouth, man? The Lord said, seeing thou hatest instruction and castest my words behind thee. Why? Because the so-called white man has always cast the words of Yahweh behind him, man. There's not one law, one statute, one commandment that Donald Trump is keeping, man, or anybody in Babylon agree. Outside of you brothers and you sisters that's in the knowledge of Yahweh and his faith, man. So here you are selling Bibles, but you're not going to keep not one scripture in the Bible, man. You're not going to follow the commandments, man. You're not going to deal with Israel the way the Most High set up Israel, man. You're not going to enforce the dietary law. You're not going to tell the people about the Passover. You're not going to do anything but be the wicked, man, and use the word of God as a publicity stunt. That's what the Most High almost blew your brains out, man. You know? And the Most High is just toying with him. And you think the Lord missed, man? If the Most High wanted to kill this man, the Most High kill this man now. But the Lord has weighed things in the balance, man. And everybody has their time, right? Everybody has their time. Now, again, this is Bible prophecy, man. July 14th, 2024, coverage of the Trump assassination attempt, right? Live updates, investigators unlock gunman's phone. So you had a gunman, I believe that was a young Edomite. That's his name, Thomas Matthew Crooks, right? Damn crook. Who the Lord stirred up against him, huh? You know, the Lord stirred this man up to shoot off his right ear. Right? I believe that was his right ear. Trump heads to convention as authorities investigate motive, security, and assassination attempt. They're saying this could have been an inside job. They're saying that some of the Secret Service, they kind of knew about it. They're saying that they intentionally left this guy on a rooftop on purpose. And there's a lot of speculation and a lot of talk that this is staged, you know, that these things are a publicity stunt, you know. And we know how this devil gets down, man. He's a master of sorcery. He is a master of sorcery. Let me pull this up. And then we want to get into these scriptures, man. Look at this. Got shot in the ear and got up and he said, fight, fight, fight. They just so happen to have the flying American flag, him with blood all up and down. It's lucky. Let me get the brother back here. Blood all up and down his face, man. This is what you call a publicity move. You know? Let me pull this up real quick. Stuntman spirit. Right, Shalom, King.
Shalom, King.
Come. So let me pull this back up. Oh boy, what happened? Salaki. Right? Hold on. This damn demon. Right? Fight, 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 man. That's what he got up shouting. Right? And everybody's buying into this, man. This has taken the American public by storm. Right? People love this, man. He's a hero. He is now, he's on so-called, he's like a god to these Edomites, man. He survived the near-death experience. He got up boldly and said, fight, fight, fight. He's the, what you call the people's champ, man. And they say his net worth increased by 1 billion since that incident, man. And he's leading the election by a substantial amount, you know? So they want this guy in office, right? How they say, what's the famous saying? The world is a stage. Let me get this one quick precept, right? This is 2nd Ezra, chapter 15 and verse 14. It reads, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. So this is a manifold prophecy. On one level, you're going to have one people. It could be the people of the state of Israel, the so-called Jews, standing up against the Palestinians. It could be the Russians standing up against the Ukrainians. This could be a race war. This doesn't always have to be a global conflict, right? This can also be one ethnicity against one ethnicity, one race against another race. And it can also be the left wing against the right wing, Democrats against the Republicans, far right against the far left, rebels against kings, man, right? The rich against the poor. One people shall stand up to fight against another and swords in their hands. And nobody fights with swords anymore. This is not the medieval times, man. This is not, 1200 AD. The modern day sword is the gun, the rifle, the M16, man. Sniper rifles, submachine guns, shotguns. These are the modern day swords that are in the hands of the public. Verse 16, for there should be sedition among men and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. And that is an act of sedition. I believe they charged that man, or they're going to charge that man with domestic terrorism. Huh? See, sedition is speech or actions that incite rebellion against an authority or a government. So an attempted assassination on a presidential candidate is one of the highest levels of American sedition in human history, man. And the Lord said, and invading one another. He invaded the presidential campaign when he was out there, man. I believe in Pennsylvania. The sniper invaded that, man. And he didn't regard the king. He didn't say, okay, well, that's an ex-president. Okay, let me just try to knock out one of the Secret Service men. Let me shoot up a school. You know how these Edomites are. Let me shoot up a Walmart. He said, no, I don't care that this is an ex-king, right, or a prince. I'm going to do what I want to do, right? It reads, in the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Right? You got it, King.
Con, that's right. And I want to get Isaiah chapter 13, right, and verse number 14, right? Because all hell was going to break loose from this. And this is just going to stir the minds of all of these Edomites, amping them up from war, getting them upset, having them ready to riot. And this is really going to boil down to race wars, man, right? Because we know that so-called, right, President Trump, right, and this man is an advocate for white power, white supremacy, right? Make America great again. And we know exactly what that means, make America great again, right? Bring it back to slavery, bring it back to death, persecutions, lynchings. When the so-called white man had predominant rulership in his land with everybody coming in and everybody trying to change things with their politics and their laws. Right? This is Isaiah chapter 13 and verse 14. And it shall be as the chase road and as the sheep that no man taketh up. They shall every man turn to his own people. And that's what's going on. Right? Like the Lord said, hand may join in hand, but the wicked shall not go unpunished. Paraphrasing greatly. Right? In these last days, right, you're not going to have the so-called black man holding hands with the so-called white man much longer, man. Right? Everybody's going to wake up and understand that these nations, they actually hate one another, man. Don't let lust, right, in a job or going to the bar with somebody you work with get to your head, man. These nations are for their own. These people actually hate you. Well, I mean, hasn't it not been evidently shown through history? Has it not been evidently shown through everything that you've ever went through in your life to bear witness that these people hate you? Did not the Most High warn you? Did not our forefathers bear witness? Did not all these things leading up to this point show you that we're only for our kind? The Lord said every man shall turn to his people and flee everyone into his own land. Right? And they're going to flee everyone to his own land. That's not necessarily literal all the time. Right? Fleeing to your own land, to your own parts, your own people. Everyone that is found shall be thrust through. Now, if a race war actually does, kick off from this, everyone that's found in the streets is going to riot, man. Right? I remember, right, all of these riots and lootings. You had Rodney King at one point in time, right? You had the death of Emmett Till. You have all of these things. They stir up riots when somebody dies, right? Whether it be our people or whether somebody shot, lynched, or whatever the case may be, right, from our people, but even to the so-called white man, right? This thing is going to kick up a race war too, right? Because you got to ask yourself, what side am I on? Do I care more about this false vote, right, in America, or fitting in, or do I care more about my people? It says, everyone that is found shall be thrust through, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. Right? Do you think anybody's going to spare you in that day if you're joined with the so-called white man? What do you think that means? That means you're more dangerous than he is, man. During the time of Maccabees, right? Let me get this quick precept. They said they were more dangerous, right, than our own people, man. Right? Let me get First Maccabees chapter 7, and I'm gonna start. And this whole thing is fire. I'm gonna start at 25. Right? Let me see. Is that what I want? I mean, this whole chapter is crazy. I'm gonna start at 9 through the Spirit, right? And it reads, it says, and him he sent with that wicked alchemist whom he had made high priest, and commanded that he should take vengeance of the children of Israel. So they departed and came with great power into the land of Judea, where they sent messengers to Judas and his brethren with peaceable words deceitfully. Right? So you have people that are going to be in cahoots and with these nations, right? And they're going to bow down to them. They're going to pledge allegiance to all the things that they want. But they gave no heed to their words, for they saw that they were come with great power. Then did there assemble unto alchemists and Bachites a company of scribes, and required right justice. Now the Assyrians were first among the children of Israel that sought peace among them. For say they, meaning the Assyrians are warriors of our people. It says, for say they, one that is a priest of the seed of Aaron is come with this army. So they trusted, right, that alchemists and these traders were coming with, peace just because they were with this army, because they're their own people, right? He wouldn't do me no harm, right? We're the same kindred. We're the same people. And he will do us no wrong. It's the point. So he spake unto them peaceably and swore unto them, saying, we will pursue or procure no the harm, neither for you or your friends. Whereupon he believed him, right? Meaning he got overthrown by hand joining in hand. Howbeit he took them 80 men and slew them in one day, according to the words which he wrote. Right? We could rush right there. But that just goes to show you it's going to be a lot of traitors in the last days. A lot of people that are confederate with this land, that bow down, and that are going to care more about the United States than they do their own people.
Yeah, and it's going to lead to these civil unrest, man. Even Esau's making his movies Civil War. He made his movies to Purge 1, 2, 3, 4. He made other movies, man, right, about the end of the world. He's making all of these different documentaries and movies, putting it right in front of your face, man. And this American presidential campaign is nothing but a movie, man. You have people that really believe and they're buying into this, man. People are really being galvanized by this assassination attempt of Donald Trump, and they're buying in to whatever he's telling them, man. Now, these are puppets, man. These are puppets that work for the elites, nevertheless. And this is a stage that Yahweh Basham Shai has set up, man. And on a carnal level, this is what Yahweh Shai spoke of. I want to get this as well in the book of, to add to that, in the book of Matthew, right? Matthew chapter 12 and verse 25, right? This is St. Matthew chapter 12 and 25. And Yahweh Shai knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. Because you had one Edomite, and I believe that was an Edomite, right, that went and shot a so-called great Edomite, man. Now, the Lord said they should not regard kings nor princes. Now, I put this up real quick. Now, the name Donald Trump, when you look at this name up, right, here's what the name Donald means, right? So Donald, speaking of kingdoms and kings, it means world mighty, ruler of the world, right? So his name means king or world ruler. So the Lord said they should not regard kings, man. And every kingdom divided against itself should not stand. So his name goes back from the Proto-Celtic Dub Novalos. That's where you get the word Donald from. It means world mighty, ruler of the world. right? To be strong, right? Domino meaning world. Now there's another one pulled up through the spirit. Donald is a baby's boy name of Gaelic, Scottish, and Celtic origin, meaning great chief, ruler, or king of the world. This centuries-old name carries respect from the surname Domhall, commonly used during the time of the Dalridan in Ireland and Scotland. Huh? So the Most High gave him that name. Huh? All right, everybody's name means something. Huh? The Most High wanted to name him Smith, he would have been Smith. Huh? The Lord named him great chief or ruler or king of the world. Huh? Right? So you're going to have these kingdoms led by, and Biden is a so-called king. Putin is a king. These are the modern day kings of the world. And then you have this Babylonian kingdom led by their king, Donald Trump, that is divided against itself. And it will be brought to naught, man. Let me get one more real quick, right? Because this shows in Mark that Yahweh prophesied about this, man. Right? In Mark chapter 13, and I believe that's verse 8. Come. Right? This is Mark 13 and 8. So the apostles asked Yahweh, what should be the sign of thy coming and the end of the world? Everybody's looking forward to the end of the world. There are signs to let you know how soon you are to the return of Yahweh. When you read Mark the 13th chapter, Luke the 21st chapter, Matthew the 24th chapter, and many other chapters, right? But this is Mark 13 and 8. For a nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be earthquakes in diverse places, and there shall be famines and troubles. These are the beginnings of sorrows. Now, this word trouble doesn't mean that, oh boy, I got in trouble. I parked at the handicap spot. I'm in trouble. Here's my $300 fine. No, what is the troubles that Yahweh spoke of, man? So the word trouble in the Greek, when you look it up, right, it's terake, and it means disturbance, commotion, a tumult, a sedition. So the same thing that Ezra prophesied of 500 plus years after, Yahweh prophesied of these things, man. That there would be seditions. And when you watch that shooting, it was a tumult, man. You have people ducking for cover, Secret Service trying to get them out of there. He's telling them to fight. That's sedition, man. Right? He's telling them to fight. So you're going to have these seditions. You're going to have assassination attempts. You're going to have tumults, disturbances in the government, massive commotions, and all types of civil unrest, man. Yahweh prophesied of these things, right? A little bit more on that. It says a disturbance of water, right? Like you trouble the waters, right? It causes a tumult, like a flood, roiling, or of a mob, sedition, troubling. And you're going to have these mobs in the streets like a ride was going into, man. People with damn guns, bayonets, rifles. And when you look it up, we may go through it later, but guns and ammunition and bullets, the purchasing of them actually skyrocketed, man. They skyrocketed after that assassination attempt. You had Edomites, predominantly because Jake was somewhere getting high. You know, Jake, he was watching damn Love and Hip Hop. But these Edomites, they went and they start buying more guns, man. Right? When you look it up. Right now, we could pull that up later, but yeah, gun stock surge after the assassination attempt, man. So these Edomites, they getting ready, man. Right? Hey, let somebody try Trump again, man. One of these Edomites, they're gonna have a gun on them, and they're gonna shoot in the air. Then somebody else gonna shoot, and you're gonna have a damn shootout, man. What you got it, King?
Khan, yeah, that's the spirit. Maybe a couple months ago at my so-called job, it was this Edomite. You know, he just started talking about how he's buying up all these guns, right? He said he's gonna live off the grid, right? He getting all of his weaponry together for all hell breaking loose in the last days.
Wow,
It's literally what he said, right? So I mean, these Edomites know what's going on. Jake, the only one that's caught up in Love and Hip Hop and BET, the VH1 awards or whatever it's called, right? And stage performances, right? And folly. Right, they're not caught up on the scriptures and what's actually going on in the last days. Right, it's the book of Second Chronicles, chapter 15, and I'm gonna start at verse number 5. Right, Second Chronicles, chapter 15, and verse number 5. Right, and it reads, right, it says, and in those times there was no peace to him that went out or to him that came in, but great vexations were upon all the inhabitants of the countries. That's exactly what's going on, right? These shootouts, uproars, seditions, they used to just be in the Middle East. Now they're making their way to the United States. Now they're making their way to the daughter of Babylon. And these things aren't just going to hit the so-called Middle East, Iran, Afghanistan, Israel, Gaza, Hamas, all of these different places. They're not just going to hit them. They're going to make their way over here, and it's going to stir up confusion in many places. It says, but great vexations were upon all the inhabitants of the land. The nation was destroyed of nation. That's exactly what's going to happen, man. This is the great melting pot. Right? Once upon a time, everybody wanted to come to the United States. Right? Your East Indians.
Right.
Right? Your Arabs. Right? This was the dream. Everybody wanted to come here and start a business. Right? Everybody loved the so-called United States of America. But now things are getting in an uproar, and this place is going down the drain. And nation was destroyed of nation, and city of city, for God did vex them with all adversity. And that's what the judgment is, that the Most High is laying his hand down, man. And this whole city and this whole place is getting in an uproar, and it's going to be overthrown, city against city, country against country. And you're going to see the hand of the Most High. Right? I want to get one more through the Spirit in Job, right? Chapter 18 and verse number 5. Right? Job chapter 18 and verse number 5. Yeah, the light of the wicked shall be put out, talking about the so-called white man, and the spark of his fire shall not shine. Right? So all of the spark of the things that he can kindle, right, to be light and to show you a way is going to not shine and be put out. When you're going to be revealed who he actually is, he's no longer going to overthrow you with his sorcery, with his bright light, the illuminated one on the left-hand side. The light shall be darkened in his tabernacle, and his candle shall be put out with him. Meaning everybody's going to rise up and understand that this man was a liar, a thief, right? That covering cast that he threw upon all the nations, he's going to be revealed, like it says in 2 Thessalonians, man, the 2nd chapter. And everybody going to know who he is, and he's going to be darkened. The steps of his strength shall be straightened, and his own counsel shall cast him down. And his own confederacies and his own laws are going to be the ones that witness against him. And you're understanding the things that they're doing in the last days. And if the Most High is working with you and you have the Spirit, you're going to be able to perceive these things. Right now, I had a video too. I'm going to send you, King. But in this video, it was this woman in the background, as he was getting shot. Right? She looked so calm and peaceful. Everybody else ducking. She whipping out her camera phone. And before he got shot, she already ducked. Right in this video. Right? She ducking down. She put her thing up. And as soon as everybody ducked down, she lift back up with her camera phone to get a good angle that nobody else could get.
You see that? You see that, man? And I want to get while we waiting on that, I want to get this too, because that's really that falls that the Secret Service set that thing up, man. These elites set it up, really. Now, when you go back in the Bible, there are many so-called assassination attempts, man. When you really think about it, they when David, let me see if I can get this real quick. This is 1 Samuel chapter 16 and 20, 16 and 14, real quick. 1 Samuel 26 and 14, right? This is David going down with Abishai to the camp where Saul was. And David cried to the people and to Abner, the son of Ner, saying, answerest thou not, Abner? Then answered and said, who art thou that criest to the king? And David said to Abner, art not thou a valiant man? And who is like to thee in Israel? Wherefore then hast thou not kept thy lord the king? For there came one of the people in to destroy the king thy lord. Huh? And this was David speaking about himself. Because David and Abishai actually went down there, and Abishai was about to kill him. Abishai told him, when you read this account, let me take my spear and smite him to the ground, and I would not do it a second time, paraphrasing. So they came to assassinate the king. right? And he's calling out. Now, Abner is the captain of the host. He's supposed to protect the king, right? It says, for there came one of the people in to destroy the king thy lord. And this is what you saw going on in PA, man. I believe that happened in PA. Out there with this assassination attempt, you had an Edomite on the rooftop. And to add what Ryan was saying, it was people on camera that actually saw that Edomite before it happened, man. And if you had regular civilians on footage seeing this Edomite on a rooftop at Justin, he got up and stretched. He damn near drank a cup of coffee, man. You know, how much more should the people who keep the king, because again, Donald Trump means king, he's the king of the land. You have people, the Secret Service, law enforcement, they're supposed to keep their Lord the king, right? This 1 Samuel 26:16. This thing is not good that thou hast done. As Yahweh liveth, ye are worthy to die, because ye have not kept your master, the Lord's anointed, and now see where the king's spear is, and the cruse of water that was at his bolster. So that thing is not good, man. It's not good to have your king get all shot up in the air, man. You know? Now, again, we know that this thing was set up. We know that the world is a stage and these people are the puppets. But nevertheless, man, in the ancient world, the Secret Service, they would have got put to death, man. You know? They would have got put to death, and the law enforcement, because they let the king get shot. Because he is the king of the land, man. Everybody believes that he's the king and he's the Lord's anointed. I believe he said, did he say, man, Donald Trump, he say some wild stuff, man. Now, I believe he said he's the anointed, or he said something blasphemous. If you know what he said, you could put it out there. But he said something where he equated himself to the Most High, right? And in the eyes of the Edomites, he is the anointed, man, right? It reads, because he's their savior. He's selling the Bible. He's going to make America great again. And really, the word anointed in the Hebrew is Mashiach, right? Or Messiah. You understand? Mashiach is the Messiah or the anointed one. And a Messiah is a savior. So on the left-hand side, Donald Trump is the savior for the American public, man. Right? It reads, and now see where the king's spear is and the cruse of water that was at his bolster. Let me get one more real quick at Bell and the Dragon, because these accounts of assassination attempts to kings in the Bible is nothing new, man. There's no new thing under the sun. Now, I'm gonna get straight to the point. This is Bell and the Dragon, verse. Let's see. Start at 30. Right, bear with me. I want to get this account. Right, Salakia. I believe I had that. This is 28. Right, Bell and the Dragon, verse 28. When they of Babylon heard that, they took great indignation and conspired against the king. You see that? You got people in ancient Babylon that conspired against the king. Now you got people in modern day in Babylon that conspired against the king, saying the king has become a Jew and he hath destroyed Baal. He has slain a dragon and put the priest to death. So they came to the king and said, deliver us Daniel, or else we will destroy thee and thine house. You see that? Now when the king saw that they pressed him sore, being constrained, he delivered Daniel unto them. So you had the ancient Babylonians, they said, we're going to destroy you and your house, man. And then, people, one more point, people who saw this guy miss, they're going to take it upon themselves and say, hey, look, man, I'm not going to miss. I'm going to actually do this, man. I'm not going to miss. This guy, he was a rookie. He was a young man. I'm an ex-military soldier. I never got treated right in America. I was on tour in Iraq. I was on tour in Afghanistan. If this young Edomite has the gonads, for lack of better terms, to shoot, I won't miss. So you might have more guys kind of trying to shoot this man. You got it, King.
Yeah, that's right. And they train in the military to be able to shoot over a mile, over 2 miles.
Yep.
Right? So the fact that they so-called chip the air, right? That's you got to have discernment. I mean, they're sitting up shooting out of helicopters and trained war vehicles and all of these different things. And they have different missiles and different things that can bend around buildings and go underwater and come back up out of water. So this military, they're honed in on their shooting and their ability to kill. That's one of the first things that they learn how to do when you go into so-called becoming a U.S. soldier, right? Their army, right, in the military, and going into those things is how to kill and persistence. So, I mean, if they really wanted to kill him, they could have, right? I mean, you could have shot for the chest, a big open area that would have been more, bigger than the head, right? But this First Kings chapter 16 and verse number 8. And in the 26th year of Asa, king of Judah, began Elah, the son of Baasha, to reign over Israel and Tyre, right, 2 years. And his servant Zimri, captain of half his chariots, conspired against him, right? So that's nothing new, right? Men rising up in your own kingdom to conspire against you and kill you. And often when you read the Kings, when you go into it, right, he rose up and slew him. He rose up and slew him. Right, people are getting assassinated and killed, right, all throughout the scriptures, whether it be of Israel or whether it be of these other kingdoms, right? It says he conspired against him as he was in Tyre, right, drinking himself drunk in the house of Azra, steward of his house in Tyre. And Zimri went in and smote him and killed him in the 27th year of Asa, right, king of Judah, and reigned in his stead. Right, so after he killed him, he slew him, he conspired against him. And conspiracies, they don't just happen overnight. You don't wake up, take a shot, right, and then say, you know what, this is what I'm going to do today. Right, a conspiracy takes time. Right, you may know his whereabouts. Right, you may know what he likes to do, where he goes. Right, whether it's an inside job, whether it's not. Right, I mean, they rose up against Moses in the wilderness. That didn't happen overnight. They didn't just blink 3 times and say, you know what, today is the day. No, they were thinking about this, murmuring, right, to rise up against the king. Rise up against the king doesn't happen overnight a lot of the times. When they wanted to kill these false leaders, Osama bin Laden, Hussein, and all of these men, it took time to scope out their whereabouts and what they were doing. The same thing with the kings of Israel when they rose up to sue them. That conspiracy, all these things that happen. What else are they doing in their wicked councils where they're making up some blueprint? All right, in 29 days, this is the game plan. All right, we're going to jog up the people's minds, and then we're going to throw them for a left curve. Right, so you don't know what they're doing and what they're scheming about, through the spirit. But yeah, you could play it, King. The Edomite that recorded this, he kind of cussing, so I don't know if you want to play the audio with it, but
Okay, Con. All right.
Watch this shit, dude. Watch. She sits down. Yep. Watch this.
You hear it?
Yeah, I can hear it.
Okay, Con. I'm playing from the beginning.
Watch this shit, dude. Watch. She's
Viewer discretion advised. Fair use.
Sits down. Yep. Watch this. Puts the sign up.
Something that said, take a look at what happened.
Shots fall off.
She's completely normal. And then watch.
And then she's got her.
What the fuck?
Wow. See that? See that? I ain't even see that one. I'm gonna rewind it a little bit. We're gonna play that from the beginning. See, brothers got the inside scoop, man. Right? You can't get around that.
Watch this shit, dude. Watch. She sits down. Yep. Watch this. Puts the sign up.
Something that said, take a look at what happened.
Shots fall off.
She's completely normal. And then watch.
And then she's got her.
What the fuck? What the fuck? People are freaking out.
And she's filming.
And she's just like right there. She's not even freaking the fuck out.
So, hey, but yeah, it's lucky for the language, but yeah, hey, she's on the inside, man. She's obviously on the inside. Maybe she was there to kind of get the footage from that angle. Maybe she was there. Maybe all these guys are just, you never know with this damn devil, man. From the time of the pestilence, they had these guys in these damn Ziploc bags, the body bags, and they were smoking a cigarette like they was on break, man. Really, that when that pestilence happened, what was that? Almost 5 years ago or so. You had people, all these people dead. They all died. And then they showed the footage. They left the camera on by accident. You had a guy in the damn body bag smoking a cigarette with his hand out, man. Then it said 3, 2, 1, we're rolling. Here up and put his hand back in the bag, man. You have fake bodies. You have fake mannequins. So we see right through you, Esau, man. I want to get one quick precept real quick, man. Right? You want to get that, man. Now you got brothers saying, well, no, look, maybe that was just her. You know, everybody react. I can see it now. Everybody reacts differently. Everybody doesn't eat. It's fight or flight, right? Everybody doesn't really know what to do. And a lot of people are simple, man. Right? And I got people saying that stuff, man. Now I want to get this quick precept, right? This is Nahum. I'm not going to pull it up on the screen, but this is Nahum chapter 3 and 4, the classic. Because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot, the mistress of witchcrafts, that selleth nations through her whoredoms, and families through her witchcrafts. Behold, I am against thee, saith Yahweh of hosts, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will show the nations thy nakedness, and the kingdoms thy shame. And I will cast abominable filth upon thee, and make thee vile, and will set thee as a gazing stock. So the Lord said that Babylon the Great is the mistress of witchcraft. This is witchcraft. Propaganda, the media, is a means. It's like the wand of sorcery, huh? For the elites and the so-called Jew that owns this operation, huh? And families are watching at home buying this. They're selling you this witchcraft. People are buying it with their mind, buying it with their vote, buying it with their allegiance, buying it as they damn subscribe, man, to Donald Trump and his presidential campaign. Entire families are being sold in nations through the witchcrafts of America. Now, the last point it says, and Nahum 3 and 6, really 5, behold, I am against thee, said the Lord of hosts, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, meaning your nakedness is being exposed, your secret parts, your agenda, right? Everything's being revealed in these last days, man. And I will show the nations thy nakedness and the kingdoms thy shame. So everybody's watching this, man. You think Babylon the Great, you Americans are the only ones that have X or Twitter? Everybody around the world is watching this footage, man. I don't know how many views this got, but it got 22,000 likes. I mean, thumbs up, you know? It reads, and I will cast abominable filth upon thee and make thee vile and will set thee as a gazing stock. So a gazing stock is a public disgrace. Like when people used to tar people and throw feathers on them, when people used to commit adultery and they used to wear a big A on their chest, that's a gazing stock for adultery, man. People walk around in stocks, right, because they stole a piece of fruit in the medieval times. Babylon the Great is a gazing stock in the eyes of the public. They are a disgrace to all nations, and everybody's a beholder of their sorcery. You got it, King.
Khan, that's right. Let me get a precept to that. In Isaiah chapter 47, right, in verse number 2. Take the millstone and grind the mill. Uncover thy locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers. So the Lord is saying to strip her, make her bare, and receive and understand her secret parts, man. The secret things that brothers didn't know from time past are now being revealed, man. Right, and through his sorcery, right, these cell phones, this media, right now, brothers are seeing things that aren't on the news. It wasn't like this 25 years ago. Right. It wasn't like this 20 years ago. You didn't have the inside scoop and people uploading it to a website that could be all over the world. You used to couldn't see this, what they would say, vulgar viewer discretion is advised. People being killed on camera, right? The Arabians chopping off heads, people speaking in tongues, all of their different votes and different things being revealed, right, to be false and secret recordings. All of this is being done via the internet through these cell phones, right? Everything is not showed on the news. Right. If everything was showed on the news, you wouldn't know anything. You would still think you have 1,000 years on this earth. You wouldn't perceive the times that we living in, right? If everything was showed on the news, you'll be rocked to sleep. This man's media, he's only going to show you what he wants you to know, right? And through the mercy of the Most High, revealing these things through these whistleblowers, and these different sites and different things like that, we can see all things that are trying to be hid, right? It says, thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance and will not meet thee as a man. Right? Meaning the Most High is not going to meet you like man meets you. Man is going to meet you a certain way. Only man has a certain amount of power, right, that he can't proceed over. The Most High is going to meet you that way. Most High is going to meet you with judgment, strength, right, and destruction that man can't do or replicate. Right? So all of the secret parts of things that Esau is hiding are being shown. And I'm going to get the classic in 2 Thessalonians. Right, this 2 Thessalonians, right, chapter 2. And I'm going to start at verse, let me see, I'm going to get verse 10 through the Spirit. All right. It's 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse, I'm going to start at 9. Even him whose comings is after the workings of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders. So the workings after Satan aren't just, just bombs. One of the main things that Satan is going to do coming in this man's name is lying wonders. A lying wonder is this assassination attempt. A lying wonder is everything's going to be all right. Our army could take down Russia, right? We're going to supersede and become to be a great nation. These are lying wonders and things, right, that he's given and doing, right, in the sight of the public. And with all deceivableness of unrighteousness and them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they may be saved. And for this cause, God shall send them strong delusion. You got brothers still joining the army. You got people still trusting in oppression, trusting in America, right? Calling us terrorists when all we're doing is reading out the Bible and neglecting to understand the real terrorists, right? It says, receive not the love of truth that they may be saved. And for this cause, God shall send them a strong delusion that they should believe a lie. And that's exactly what's going on. People believe this lie. People believe that he actually got shot. That this man with this $1,000+ I don't even know how much they cost, 2,000, 5,000 machinery that can shoot miles away, just chip the air, man. Those are the things that you're deceived with through his lying wonders. But you got it, King.
Kanye, that made me think of the precept in Job, the 13th chapter, and verse 4. Right? Quick precept in Job. Then I'm gonna play this quick clip afterwards. This is Job 13:4. But ye are forgers of lies, ye are all physicians of no value, man. So the job of a physician obviously is to what? It's to heal you, man. To close up your wounds. You understand? To give you life. The so-called white man, he's a physician, but he's a physician of no value. Because instead of making you alive, he's killing you, manipulating you, breaking you down. When you forge something, you make it. You understand? You make people forge weapons, people forge gold, people forge shields and swords, man. So Esau, he's a forger of lies. He creates the lies the same way people meticulously create weapons. When you create a sword, it takes time, man. People, they hammer it, they beat it down, right? With the hammer or the anvil, they lift it up, they hold it up in the sky, they turn it on an angle, they dip it in the water. When it's red, they take it out, they beat it again, they perfect it, man. And they forged that hammer with the damn skills that the Most High gave them. And the same skill that people use to forge weapons, the so-called white man, he does that to forge lies, man. Like brothers were saying, this stuff takes years. It takes time to set these guys up, to give them their script, to do rehearsals, man. Auditions. Crisis actors are part of this man's game, man. Inside men are part of this man's game. Whistleblowers. All of this is part of this man's game, man. And people have to receive their script, man. They have to be qualified. A lot of these people in this audience, they've been in other mass shootings, man. With certain so-called bombings and so-called false flags, they hire the same people over and over. They just change their disguise, give them, this guy might have glasses on, then they give him a big mustache. And that woman, we just saw, how God knows, only Yahweh, Ba'ashim Abashai, knoweth how many situations she's been. She's obviously a veteran. Because even the most, brother that's been around the most gunshots or anybody, they still going to duck. They still going to kind of, get out of there. She's obviously been trained to deal with gunfire close range on a high level, huh? So this isn't just you got to analyze these things, man. You got to process this information and kind of put two and two together, or you're going to get caught out there, right? Now, this is footage of Donald Trump shooter Thomas and Esau. I believe this is an Edomite. He's always a mass shooter. He's the real thug, man. Right? He's the real gangster. He's the biggest dope dealer, Esau. He's the biggest dope fiend. Jake isn't going to go out like that, man. Jake isn't doing this, man. Jake might wickedly rob a brother for some Jordans and out of the curses and envy. Esau's not even under the curses, man. So this is just lust and just madness.
Covetousness.
Yeah, just covetousness, man. Just wicked. And he's no more than this guy. He looks like he's 13. Lived by the sword, man. He was given a great sword. So we're going to play this. Plenty of time and opportunity to eliminate the threat. WTF. So we're going to play this. Right? This is civilians who actually watched. They saw this guy on the rooftop, man. And the so-called people that's supposed to keep the king, they didn't see this stuff. Right? See, I'm getting, look at that. See, I'm getting inside information right now. Right? We can't reveal our sources, but we're getting inside information right now as we speak. Right? And we'll play this too. Man. We're getting breaking news as we speak. We cannot reveal our sources. All right, so let's play this.
If he was doing the job, I wouldn't even be doing this. It's a beautiful place.
You can hear Donald Trump in the background talking nonsense, and you can just watch it.
Look, they're all pointing.
The Atlantic, maybe the Pacific.
Yeah, someone's on top of the roof. Look, there he is right there. Right there, see him? He's laying down. See him?
Yeah, he's laying down.
Look, and where's Leviticus 5:1? Where's the scriptures where you have Leviticus 19:17? You're supposed to protect the king, man. Oh, look at him. Let that be the Lord up there, and then let David be up there, and Benaniah and Joab and Abishai. They see somebody ready to kill the king, the civilians, and they just point, oh, wow. Right? That's wickedness, man. And this is their God. This is their king. So Esau don't know how to love, man. They're watching their king killer set up. Oh, wow. Check that out. Hey, one more point. They came to arrest Yahushua. The apostles, the first thing they said is, Lord, shall we smite with the sword, man?
There he is right there. Right there, see him? He's laying down. See him?
Yeah, he's laying down.
His ear off.
And still I'm here with you fighting like hell to get a Senate.
What's happening?
And to make sure we take back the White House, because if we do, we're going to make America better than ever before. We're going to make it.
Yeah, look.
And it's
There he
not
is.
easy, because we have millions and millions
Sir.
of people in our country that shouldn't be here. Dangerous people, criminals.
I'm gonna rewind it a little bit.
Because we have millions.
Well, Esau, man, he's just a coward, and he has no honor.
Millions and millions of people in our country that shouldn't be here. Dangerous people, criminals. We have criminals.
He's
We
on
have
the roof. He's
drug
right
dealers. We have people that
Right
should not be
here,
here.
right on the roof.
It's much
He's
tougher
standing
than
up now.
it happens.
You went right on the roof, big guy.
See that? Right? So, hey, look, man. This thing from the event where the woman was ducking to this guy being able to set up on the rooftop. He got up 3 times to stretch his legs out. You mean to tell me the Secret Service for the king, they didn't spot this guy, man? Now, one more point, there was other posts where they said this guy said, I was in he said, I'm not even in the army, but they'll tell you the average Joe, they're going to look at all of the rooftops. That's common sense. But when leaders get on stage, you have people that look at the rooftops. So they missed this guy. Allegedly, man. They knew this guy was up there. That's how they found him so quick. You know? I want to get a quick precept real quick.
Con, I got one up there.
All right. Let's go to the book. Salakia. Let's go to the book of 1 Kings, chapter 12. Right. Quick precept, real quick, man. Right. This is 1 Kings, chapter 12, and verse 16. Now, when all Israel saw that the king hearkened not unto them, the people answered the king, saying, what portion have we in David? Neither have we inheritance in the son of Jesse. To your own tents, O Israel. Now see to thine own house, David. So Israel departed into their tents. Why? Because remember, the house of David, they made an allegiance with the 10 tribes in 2 Samuel, the 5th chapter. Right? You had Judah, and then you had Benjamin and all of Israel. In the 5th chapter, they said, look, you're going to reign over us, man. And then the 10 tribes, they departed away, but Benjamin kind of stayed. Let's read on. But as for the children of Israel, which dwelt in the cities of Judah, Rehoboam reigned over them. Then King Rehoboam sent Adoram, who was over the tribute, and all Israel stoned him with stones, that he died. Therefore King Rehoboam made speed to get him up to his chariot to flee to Jerusalem. So you have this shooting, or back then it was a stoning, and it was about to stone the king. And you had the bodyguard that protected King Rehoboam, the same spirit that happened here, and he had to help kind of get him out of there. Right? Now they stoned the man over the tribute because obviously he was oppressing under the reign of Solomon, Israel. But the same spirit of Rehoboam that happened over 3,000 years ago happened here. This man made speed to get out of there because this was another assassination attempt, man. And he had to flee to Jerusalem. All right, but you got it, King.
Con, I'm gonna get another precept on that. This 1 Kings chapter 22 and verse 32. And it came to pass when the captains of the chariots saw Jehoshaphat that they said, surely it is the king of Israel, and they turned aside to fight against him. And Jehoshaphat cried out. So they perceived that it was Jehoshaphat in the battle. Reading on. And it came to pass when the captains of the chariots perceived that it was not the king of Israel, that they turned back from pursuing him. Right, so that after they killed the king, right, just like Eleazar did in the first Maccabees, right, tallest upon the harness, right, verse 34. And a certain man drew a bow at venture and smote the king of Israel between the joints of the harness, wherefore he said unto the driver of the chariot, turn thy hand and carry me out of the host, for I am wounded. So, I mean, what do? They try to kill the king in battle. When you read First Maccabees, the 6th chapter, I'm going to get that real fast too. They always try to take down the king. That's the most important thing to do in battle, because even in Maccabees, right, they said, well, they have no captain. Therefore, that's rise up against them, paraphrasing great. Because they knew if they don't have no captain and no leader, it's easy to smite them or to destroy them. Right, this is the book of First Maccabees, right, chapter 6 and verse number 44. I'm going to start at 43. Eleazar, surnamed Severn, right, perceiving that one of the beasts armed with royal harness was higher than all the rest, and supposing that the king was upon him, put himself in jeopardy, in the end might deliver his people and get him a great perpetual name. So from the first of First Kings, right, to the time of Maccabees, right, all throughout the Bible, they're trying to take down the king. They're conspiring against the king, right? They're trying to shoot the king with arrows, right? They're trying to take him down. Everybody's trying to get to the king. It says, wherefore he ran upon him courageously, and through the midst of the battle, slaying on the right hand and on the left, so that they were divided from him on both sides. Which done, he crept under the elephant and thrust him under and slew him. Wherefore upon the elephant he fell down upon him, and there he died. So he's risking his life to get to these kings, that he may slay them. So this is like a big deal to take down a king when you're going to war, right? Even in last point, even in 2 Samuel, when David wanted to go to war, right? They didn't even want him to go to war. Why? Because he's worth more than 10,000 of them, right? This is 2 Samuel. Get this quick precept, right? Chapter 18, right? In verse number 2. It says, and David sent forth a third part of the people under the hand of Joab, meaning what? He's splitting up the army. He's sending forth a third part under him, a third part under Abishai, a third part under Uriah, all of these different captains of his host. It says, in a third part under the hand of Abishai, the son of Uriah, Joab's brother, and a third part under the hand of Eli, the Gileadite. And the king said unto the people, I will surely go forth with you myself also. So he said, look, I'm about to go to war too. I'm about to get busy too. This is what the people said, and David's the king. But the people answered, thou shalt not go forth. For if we flee away, meaning if all hell break loose and it doesn't go for our favor, they will not care for us, meaning they will kill us. Neither if half of us die, will they care for us, meaning they're not going to show us no mercy. But now thou art worth 10,000 of us. So the king is like worth 10,000 of men because he makes decisions. He's the ruler. He's the one that's going to dictate and value how the kingdom is going to be ran and when we should go to war, how we should go to war, what time we're going to go to war, right? And even a quick point, when David killed Uzziah the Hittite, right? He sent them forth on the front head of the battle. Right. Now Uzziah the Hittite didn't say, no, I'm not going to do that. He listened to the king. So it just shows you how much power the king has, that the king could set you in the front of the battle. The king could set you behind the battle. The king could say, tomorrow we're smiting in the night. So the king has the power. That's why he said, look, he's worth more than 10,000 of us. Therefore, now is it better that thou secure us out of this city? Right? So it just goes to show you the power of the king and how if they would have caught David, what that would have meant to the kingdom.
Amen. If they would have, if the Most High would have killed so-called Donald Trump by the hands of that man, all hell would have broke loose, man. All hell would have broke loose. Now, maybe, who's to say maybe this guy was supposed to actually so-called kill him, man? Maybe he missed, man. Maybe he was supposed to be a fake assassinated to get the people to revolt, man. Only the Most High knoweth, man. Maybe this guy was really supposed to shoot him in the chest, but he missed, man. And he had one job, but one job only. And then they want to have this guy play dead, go in his underground bunker, and cause a civil war. Who knows, man? But I want to add to that. I want to go to First Ezra, the 4th chapter, right? This is First Ezra, chapter 4, and verse 1. Then the second that had spake of the strength of the king began to say, O ye men, do not men excel in strength, that bear rule over sea and land and all things in them? But yet the king is more mighty, for he is Lord of all these things, and hath dominion over them, and whatsoever he commandeth them, they do. So if Donald Trump would have told them Edomites, he told them fight. If he would have, was serious and led a charge, they would have followed him. He told them to go to the Capitol building, man. If he tell them to do something, they're going to do it. These Edomites, they bought their guns, they drank their whiskey, they got that damn tobacco and the side of their mouth, they overalls on, their John Deere outfit on and camo, and they'll shoot, man. Right? This verse 4. If he bid them make war, the one against the other, they do it. If he send them out against the enemies, they go and break down mountains, walls, and towers, man. So, this is, you can read the rest of this chapter on your own, but it goes into the power of the king. And when you kill a king, there's an actual term for it. The term is called, let's pull this up. It's called regicide, right? You have suicide, you have homicide, which is the killing of man, right? Ordinary man. You have a matricide, you kill your mother. Fratricide, you kill your father. And regicide is the killing of a king. So it says a king killer, man who kills a king. From the Latin rex or regis, meaning king. The killing of a king, the crime of killing a king. So if you commit regicide, in today's term, that would be treason, murder, domestic terrorism, and all types of crimes would be laid up against you. Now, I want to pull up one more thing real quick. Now, this is a list of United States presidential assassination attempts and plots. We're not going to read this whole thing, but you can look it up on your own. Donald Trump is not the first one to escape by the skin of his teeth. I can tell you in the book of Job, man. You have many presidents that got their brains blown out, man. JFK got his brains blown out, man. Abraham Lincoln got his brains blown out. You had a lot of presidents that got their brains blown out, man. And you got a lot of presidents that kind of barely made it, man. Right? So I'm just read the names. So here's a list of presidents that have been assassinated before. Abraham Lincoln, James A. Garfield, right? Look, that grazed him in his shoulder and shot him in his back, right? You see that? See, these presidents, they get grazed, man. Look at this. Here's a picture of him getting shot in his back, right? That's the guy that got him right there, right? And how many times have they rehearsed this act or this script, man? The elites of killing presidents and setting up presidents and hiring men, and how many times have they done this, man? So it's a little. Let's go back. So you had James A. Garfield, William McKinley, right? He got shot. See that? Look at this. He got a damn gun in the back. He pulled a Ehud, man. And got him jammed up. JFK, we know he got his brains blown out all over the back seat. And then you had presidents that got wounded, like Donald Trump, Theodore Roosevelt, Ronald Reagan, Donald Trump. See, they added him in there quick, man. They added him quick in there. And then you had other attempts and plots. Andrew Jackson, Abraham Lincoln, William Howard Taft, and the list goes on and on and on about how these Edomites presidents are always on the verge of being assassinated or damn harmed, man. Right? That goes into 2nd Ezra 15. They should not regard princes nor kings, and of course, their actions shall stand in their power. You got it, King.
Khan, that's right. Right, I'm going to get 1 Samuel chapter 15 and verse number 32, right? And the Most High wants to destroy these kings that are set up. Because there's only one true and living king, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, right? We're not dealing with the voting for all of these demons, right, and thinking that that's going to change anything. And for everybody voting and thinking that, America's going to stand or this place cares anything about you, you got to come out of sorcery and that delusion, right, and come back to the Most High. Right, this 1 Samuel 15 and 32. It says, Then said Samuel, Bring ye thither to me Ahab, king of the Amalekites. And Agag came unto him diligently, and Agag said, Surely the bitterness of death is past. And that's what they think, right? That killing and all of this is over. Then he tried to escape his judgment, right? Surely all of the bitterness of me killing your people and all of the bitterness, right, of Saul killing, right, all of those men is done. And I'm going to get away with murder. I'm going to get away. And Samuel said, as thy sword have made women childless. And that's spiritual, because these kings, they kill our people. They're the one that stamp off all of these strange, wicked laws. Where do you think these laws are coming from? They're coming from the government. They're coming from these kings. They're coming from these presidents. Isaiah chapter 10 and verse 1. They write grievous laws, right? They're sitting up there writing laws. They're trying to push pedophilia and all type of sodomy and all type of evilness in the earth. It says, as thy sword hath made women childless, so shall thy mother be childless among women. And Samuel hewed Agag in pieces before the Lord in Gilgal. Right, so it's before the Most High. Meaning the Most High stamped off on this. Because Saul was really supposed to kill this man. Right, but he didn't. He disobeyed the Most High. But Samuel finished the job. Right, so there's always kings getting killed in the Bible left and right. And it's a righteous thing to take down these heathens when it's of the Most High in due time and due season.
God. And I want to get this right now. This is also further information. Now, this is Thomas Crooks. What we know about the Trump attacker. Now, I just got word that this guy was actually found in a commercial, right? That he was an actor in a commercial, right? So I'm gonna actually play that, but I'm gonna just have to play it off my phone. I'm gonna have to go old school and just show it on the camera. But you see this guy right here, and I'm gonna show you this guy as an actor, huh? Right? So check this out. Hold on. Hold on, bear with me. Right now it says the title, the Trump shooter was spotted in a Black Rock commercial. Very strange. Right? Now they say this video has been deleted and it's hard to find. But somebody, through the spirit, we got inside men, right? We got resources. Now I'm gonna play this. No, we're not gonna tell our sources, man. All right. Oh boy, see that? Hold on. Satan. All right, here it is.
I teach AP and honors economics.
That's him right there, sitting on the desk.
Well-being to me is knowing that I can be free to do the things that I love to do. I hope when I retire someday, they say that guy made this place a special place to.
That's him right there. Hold on, let me go back. See if I can pause it.
Yeah, it kind of freeze when you showed it.
Man, hold on. All right, I'm trying to get that good angle. All right. Now that's him right there. Now, when you look back, let's pull this back up. Let's pull him back up. Right on the screen. Right. Now, this is him right here. This is the exact same guy. I'm gonna take this off again. Right. I can't really do it side by side. But you can rewind it, you can look it up, you kind of dive into it. But this is him right here. The same man. Now you can say, well, that's not him. Everybody has a twin, right? You're able, guess what, man? Same forehead, same hair, same glasses. Now you can say, well, this guy, maybe he was an actor before. Well, hey, who knows, man? The depths of Satan. They have actors, right? We're getting all this breaking news. Right? You see that? We get more breaking news. Now, real quick, we got more inside news. This is from another source. Who is the real owner of BlackRock? So BlackRock was the commercial that we just posted. So Larry Fink is the founder. Anybody with the last name Fink or the last name Stein or the last name Berg, 99% sure that that's an Amalekite, a so-called right? Just for you brothers, if you need to know, anybody with the last name Berg, Stein, or Fink, right? That's an Amalekite. So it says Larry Fink is the founder, CEO, and chairman of powerhouse investment management firm BlackRock, one of the world's largest asset managers. He and 7 partners founded BlackRock in 1988. Originally, it was part of the Blackstone Group. Right now, brothers, they're doing a research. Early life and education. You can look this up on your own without making this up. He grew up one of 3 in an Amalekite family in Van Nuys, California, where his mother, Lila, was an English professor, and his father, Frederick, owned the shoe store. He owned it. He earned a BA in political science from UCLA in 1974. And the point is, this guy's an Amalekite, and he owns the company that this guy, who was the so-called culprit in the assassination attempt, was on. Man, he was in that commercial for Blackstone, and these Amalekites, they own the media, right? And this was probably his boyfriend. and probably gave him a. Hey, that's a hell of a road, man. You know, you see that? Owned by BlackRock. Look at that. See that? See that? I mean, you got CNN, NBC, Exxon, Pfizer, right? Damn, Amazon, all of this stuff, man. Amalek's head. Oh, go ahead, King Salaki.
So like I said, Netflix.
Netflix, you see that? And their hand is in this thing, man. Their hand is in the pot. Now, when you go back to this, let's go back to this commercial real quick, right? So we kind of getting into this thing, man. And let me get a quick precept real quick. Let me go to Obadiah. Now, I'm gonna pull this up on the screen real quick. Quick precept. Then we're gonna play that clip one more time, right? Let's go to the book of Obadiah, verse 7, right? Obadiah chapter 1 and verse 7. Actually, I want verse 6. How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? So this is prophecy, man. The spirit has brothers searching out Esau's secrets, man. Digging all through his stuff, man. Running all through his family history, running all through his genealogy, pulling up all of their names. And a lot of these actors, they have Amalekite names, but they actually changed their name. About 90% of these actors have original Amalekite names, but then they changed their name to Smith. They changed their name to Jones. Now, before they changed their name to Jones and Smith, they were Reinstein, Goldberg, Silverstein, because they love money and wealth. Like Esau named his son Eliphaz, which means my God is fine gold. So when Amalek came over here, they changed their names to the God that they serve. Goldberg, Goldstein, Silverstein, Silversmith. The NBA commissioner, his name is something Silver, man. I believe it's Silver. Adam Silver or something like that. There at the harbor, there's a Silverman building, man. Why does Esau, the Amalekite, always have gold and silver in their names? Because those were the thieves of the earth. But they have German names before they came to America. Prior to like 1940, 1930, all of them had these German last names, man, and Polish and Romanian names. Then they changed it to Silversmith and Goldberg. Then they start getting exposed. They put on another disguise, and now they're damn Smith and Anderson. So this damn devil's a creep, and I'm gonna try to find that too, man. Right, with all of them actors, they have Amalekite names. But let me read this one more time. How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? Let me get one more real quick in Jeremiah. Right, let's go to Jeremiah 49th chapter. Right, this is Jeremiah chapter 49 and verse 7. Concerning Edom, thus saith the Lord of hosts, is wisdom no more in Teman? Is counsel perished from the prudent? Is their wisdom vanished? So all of their secrets, all of their damn sorcery is being exposed. And the Most High said, what happened to all of your hidden secrets, man? Because Teman was an ancient Edomite city known for sorcery and wizardry, you know? But you got it, King.
Kanye, I was looking it up through the spirit. A lot of these names, I mean, just straight up and down, Gold is one of their last names.
Wow.
Right, I looked up Jewish last names. You got Gold, Goldberg, Goldman, Goldsmith. Right, I mean, it's nothing but gold going on. Right, and that link up right to what the brother was going into. Right, as far as Eliphaz, my God is fine gold. Right, it says Goldsmith, Greenberg. Right, so I mean, it's not hard to map out right these devils with their last names, on the earth. All right, I'm gonna read it. This is Genesis chapter 36 and 10. It says, these are the names of Esau's sons: Eliphaz, the son of Adalah, the wife of Esau; Ragul, the son of Beshemeth, right, the wife of Esau.
Yeah, and I'm gonna pull up his name through the spirit. Eliphaz. Right. That's Aliyah Faz. Alaya Paz, if I'm pronouncing that right. It's a little butchered, but that's the Allah, Ayah, right? Pa Nazar. So here's his name. My God is fine gold. Can't get around that. Right? Can't get around that. Why would he name his son My God is fine gold?
Con. Well, let me get this quick precept in Zephaniah. Right, Zephaniah chapter 3 and verse number 15. Right, the mighty book of Zephaniah chapter 3 and verse number 15. Right, and it reads. Right, it says, Salakia, Zephaniah chapter 2 and 15. That's what I want.
Okay.
Zephaniah chapter 2, right, in verse number 15. Right, it says, this is the rejoicing city that dwelleth carelessly, that says in her heart, I am, and there is none beside me. How is she become a desolation, a place for beasts to lie down in it? Everyone that passeth by her shall hiss and wag his hand. All right, so this is the rejoicing city, Babylon, that dwelt carelessly. They weren't worried about getting bombed, right, 40 years ago. Right, they weren't worried about these different things in World War III, kicked up, and all of their presidents being destroyed and all of these seditions. They dwell carelessly because they think that they're the Most High. They act like the Most High. They have Google, they have the pharmaceuticals, they have the educational systems, they have everything that you would need. Right on the left-hand side, the so-called gain knowledge, protection, they have a government. They're acting as if they're the Most High. Isn't the Most High the one that's supposed to protect you via the hand of the holy angels? That's our true military, Yahweh's host. We don't need a physical military with physical armory, right, and the physical tanks and physical guns. We don't need those things. And the Most High fights for us through the Spirit. Right, the Most High has the answers via the hand of the scriptures, right, through the visions and through the dreams. We don't need Google, all of his links and his sorcery to have every question and every answer. He's the one that sits there and he zeroes in on a frog. He's up in the mountains. He's checking temperatures. He's doing all these things to evaluate everything that he may have the answer to it when you ask. They're the one that dwells carelessly, that says in her heart, I am. And I am goes back to Exodus, the 3rd chapter. Right when Moses said, what should I say to the children of Israel when they ask thy name? And the Most High says, I am that I am. So they say within their heart and within their actions that I am, meaning I exist. I'm self-sustained. I don't need anything. And there is none beside me. Meaning there's no nation beside me. There's no God beside me. And they are their own God. It says, how is she become desolate? A place for beasts to lie down in, right? Meaning a desolation in the wilderness. Everyone that passeth by her shall hiss. That's going into the other nations. They're going to pass by and see the smoke of her burning, and they're going to hiss and wag his hand. And then everybody's going to witness against that this was America, right? The daughter and the mother of harlots.
God. And I just want to play that clip one more time with this actor. Now you can say again, he's not an actor. Maybe he wanted to be famous one day. But again, coincidentally, he happens to be an actor that's in a commercial owned by Amalek, and he happens to be part of a so-called coincidental, alleged staged event, right? Or assassination, right? So let's play this real quick. Oh boy, Slack. Let's play it one more time, right? You can see the guy right before it even starts. You can see him right there. Right? Again, the Trump shooter was spotted in a BlackRock commercial. Very strange. Wow, how interesting that the assassin was featured in a BlackRock video that is now deleted. And this is what they want to get rid of TikTok too, man. They want to get rid of TikTok because TikTok, man, has every damn thing. You know, TikTok has reshaped a lot of people's lives, man. Has made people millionaires, has exposed criminals and child molesters, man, has been used for all types of schemes and secret information. You know? So let's play this.
Lalo, I teach AP and honors economics in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Financial well-being to me is knowing that I can be free to do the things that I love to do. I hope when I retire someday, they say that guy made this place a special place to come to school and
See that?
gave as much as he could to help the community.
He's
See
definitely
that?
in the loop.
You said what?
He definitely in the loop.
Yeah, he in the loop, man. And again, they could have said, hey, look, man, that could have been one of these guys' damn CEOs' damn boyfriends, but one of their catamites, going back to the Romans. But they would have these guys, man, and be popping these guys and to give these guys great roles, you know, in Rome and great positions of authority, man. You know, so who knows what the hell is really going on in the depths and the deep, dark, sinister abyss of sexual lust with Amalek and its great wickedness, man. Right? I got a quick precept real quick.
Yeah, it's like a real quick,
Come.
right? They came up, right, having all type of damn blood stains on a.
Yep. Yeah, they had a on that that was on a mattress. It was soiled, man. It was brown and red, right? And how many? And they've been doing that, man. That's just the first time they got caught. They probably take little children, grab them up, chloroform, and dive back in the damn tunnel, man. Right? And you know, this is Revelation, chapter 2 and 24. But unto you I say, and unto the rest in Thyatira, as many as have not known this doctrine, and which have not known the depths of Satan, as they speak, I will put upon you none of the burden. Right? So they didn't know the depths of Satan. Huh? Some people, they do know the depths of Satan. Whatever somebody doesn't know, somebody knows it in the land of the living. Huh? Right? We don't know the depths of Satan. We have the depths and the riches and the knowledge of the Most High. Like I tell you in the book of Romans, man, the 11th chapter, 30 on down. But Esau, he has the depths of Satan, man. He knows how to do the sacrifices, what age the child has to be sacrificed. He knows how to get crisis actors to beguile the people. He is a master sorcerer. As it is written in Genesis, the 3rd chapter, now the serpent was more subtle above any beast of the field which the Lord God had made, man. Right? What you got it, King?
Khan, that's right. This Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14, in verse number 25. So that there were reigned in all men without exception blood, manslaughter, theft, dissimulation, corruption, unfaithfulness, tumults, perjuries. Now these are the certain attributes of Esau that is listed in the book, right, of Wisdom of Solomon 14 and 26 all the way down. Right? It says, disquieting of good men, forgetfulness of good turns, the fouling of souls. And that's what they do. They corrupt your soul. They corrupt your mind. They give you sorcery. You know, why every kid, you know, want to be an image after, you know, Superman, right? Batman, Spider-Man, right? They corrupt the minds from the time you've been born. They tell you what to drink, what to eat, what to like, what's funny, what's acceptable, what you should be doing, what's the image of success, right? They defile your soul. It says changing of kinds. I mean, you got all type of men that acting like women, women acting like men and changing parts, right? Evil inventions that are coming into the earth, right? It would be literally impossible if it wasn't for Esau to do any surgeries to change a kind if it wasn't for him.
Right.
He's the one that went into that type of science. It would literally be impossible. Certain things you couldn't even do on this earth if it wasn't for Esau. And you can't stop talking about Esau. You got, well, a large amount of the scriptures is ministering against him. We have to speak about it. We have to speak about sorcery. We have to speak about World War III. We have to speak about the distressed state and light of our people. All of this points back, right, to Esau, a large amount of it. So we can't neglect nor not speak about the truth, right? Changing of kinds, disorder in marriages, adulteries and shameless uncleanness. That's exactly that they was doing under those what they call them, underground. Those yeah, those tunnels, right? Just shameless uncleanness and all type of evilness, right? So that's the spirits, right, that are on the earth running to and fro. What you got it.
Con, and I wanted to add to that, right? Going back to this guy, Thomas, and he looks like a creep, man. Right? He looks like an Amalekite, right? Thomas Matthew Crooks, what we know about the Trump attacker, right? We're not going to read this whole thing, but it reads, the small Pittsburgh suburb of Bethel Park in Pennsylvania is reeling after the FBI named a young local man. And if this was a brother that did this, man, they'll never let it down. This guy isn't even, they're not even talking about this guy like that, man. You're not showing his picture. If this was a brother, he'll be all over, man. He'll be on billboards, the back of buses. They'll do a whole campaign, right? Thomas Crooks as the person who shot Donald Trump during a campaign rally and shocked the nation, right? Investigators believe that Crooks, armed with a semi-automatic AR-15 rifle, opened fire at the former president while he was addressing a crowd in Butler, Pennsylvania, leaving one audience member dead and 2 others wounded. The 20-year-old kitchen worker, right, up there washing dishes all day, fed up, man, was shot dead at the scene by a Secret Service sniper. In his well-to-do hometown, however, neighbors are in shock, seemingly unable to grasp how a quiet young man, see, the white man, he's always a quiet young man when stuff happens, man. When Jake does it, he was a damn, he didn't finish high school. He leaves behind his 3 baby mamas, right? And his damn, he worked in the damn back of the warehouse. He had a temper. They put up all his fights he got in the middle school. Esau shoot the damn ex-president, and he's a quiet young man. This is madness, man. They would have showed the mugshot of Jake with a damn blunt in his mouth, man. He's a quiet young man. This is attempted murder, man. He almost murdered the president. Damn, this is sorcery, man. Right? So they're trying to figure out how a quiet young man is now accused of the shooting. The FBI, for its part, has said only that Crooks was the subject involved in the assassination attempt on the former president, and that an active investigation was underway. Right? So, you can read about more about this guy on your own, man. Right? You can read more about this guy. Look at him. He graduated with high honors. He had no disciplinary or student conduct incidents, man. He had a degree in engineering science. I hate Esau, man. He donated $15. Who cares? What does that have to do with anything?
$15.
Yeah, $15. Right? That's why we hate you damn devils, man. Yeah, we said it, man. He also donated $15. Did he save a cat out of a tree, man? Help the old lady cross the street, right? He also donated $15 to liberal campaign group Act Blue in 2021, according to an election donation filing and news reports, man. So this devil, he has all these works weighed in the balance, man. Right? He had a membership at a local shooting club. See that? The Clareton Sportsman Club for at least a year.
He was getting off on that.
Yeah, he was in that kitchen washing the dishes. They pulled him out to be this crisis actor, right? And he did his thing, man. Right? The Vast Club is based south of Pittsburgh and is one of the premier shooting facilities in the tri-state area of Pennsylvania, Ohio, and West Virginia. It has more than 2,000 members. It has multiple gun ranges, including a high-power rifle facility with targets up to 171 meters away. Right? So this guy, he was in there getting off, man. Right? He was in there getting off after he donated his $15. Right? This is a joke. You know, and this is something also that it's like I want to pull this up that you had transpire in ancient Rome, man. Right? This lets you know America is Rome all over again. How many Roman emperors were assassinated? And you could look this up on your own. You could dive deep into it. But for the damn near the same amount of American presidents that were wounded or attempt assassinated, you had a lot of Roman emperors, which are these modern day presidents back on the earth, assassinated again, man. Right? So here's a list of these presidents. Roman emperors, because that's all these presidents are back on the earth. They're nothing but the Roman Caesars, right? Caligula, Claudius, Galba, Vitellius, Domitian, Commodus, Pertinax, Didius Julianus, Geta, Caracalla, Macrinus, Elagabalus, Alexander Severus, and the list goes on and on and on, right? On and on and on. A list of presidents, I keep saying that, but emperors that were also assassinated. You got it, King.
Khan, that's right. This 2 Samuel chapter 4 and verse number 5. Right, I want to get this quick precept right through the spirit. Right, it's 2 Samuel chapter 4 and verse number 5. Right, and it reads, "The sons of Ramon and Berothite, Rechab and Benah, went and came about the heat of the day to the house of Ishbosheth, who laid on a bed at noon. And they came thither into the midst of the house, as though they would have fetched wheat. And they smote him under the 5th rib." Right, so this is a deceit, right? A conspiracy. Like we're saying all throughout the lesson through the spirit, this isn't anything new. This happened amongst our people, and it happened amongst the heathen. People get rose up and smitten and killed, right? It says, and they came into the midst of the house as though they had fetched wheat, right? Meaning they're being deceitful, and they smote him under the 5th rib. And Rechab and Benah, his brother, escaped. For when they came into the house, he laid on his bed in his bedchamber, meaning they caught him when he least expected. And that's what's going to happen with these world leaders. When they least expect it, the Most High is going to catch them, right? Whether it be an assassination, right? Whether it be an uprise, a stampede, or whatever the case may be, or poisoning, right? Whether it be a pestilence, some disease or something is going to smite these leaders and these kings. And they smote him and slew him and beheaded him and took his head and got them away through the plain all night. And it's always somebody that wants your spot. It's always somebody that wants to be the next world leader, right? Or next prime minister, whatever the case may be, right? They just shot, I forgot his name, in Iran not too long ago, man, right? A world leader, a president, right? So these things are kicking up. It's happening in Iran. It's happening in the United States, right? These things are going to kick up more and more. And it's going to all point back to the so-called Black Hebrew Israelites.
And really, I believe they charged this man. They said it's an act of domestic terrorism, right? They said it's an act of domestic terrorism. Now, Donald Trump, he actually came out because in the event that more events like this happen, more civil unrest, more riots, it's going to lead to the so-called white man targeting all so-called terrorist groups, man. And the next big one, they could have a false flag happen amongst the Hebrew Israelites. They could be somebody else, and they'll use it as an opportunity to capitalize on all fringe groups and all so-called hate groups and domestic terrorist groups, And again, like we brought out earlier, a lot of these Edomites, man, what did they do? They bought way more guns, gun stock surge after assassination attempt, man. You know, so the people are really kind of getting ready for this civil war. They're getting ready to be swayed. This is all playing chess, man. Now, really, it's the Most High. He's using the so-called white man playing chess, and he's setting up all these domestic terrorist charges, all these gun crimes to take away the guns, right, amongst the people. Now, all these people went to buy guns. Now, when a so-called white man, the next mass shooting, when he says nobody can have guns or we're taking away, I believe that's the Second Amendment. And these people, they're not going to lay their guns down, man. They want these people to buy more guns, man. They want these people to get riled up. Trump is what you call he's a charismatic individual, man, that they set up to rile up the minds of the people, working sorcery on the people. He's a warlock. All right, let me get this in Acts real quick, the 8th chapter, man. Right? Beguiling the people with sorcery, man. Now the people are buying guns by the boatload, and peradventure the next major event that goes down, and they go and door to door to confiscate guns from these different groups. These people aren't going to turn their guns down, man. Right? Actually, I want Acts 8, and let's start at Salakia. That's Acts 8 and Acts 8 and verse 11. I'm gonna start at 10. I mean, this whole thing is good. I'm gonna start at 9. But there was a certain man called Simon, which before time in the same city used sorcery and bewitched the people of Samaria, giving out that himself was some great one. That's what Trump is doing. Sorcery, like we always say, it's not always a witch with a long nose, with a big black hat and a broomstick, mixing up a black cauldron, man, of green damn sauce. The people in Galatia were bewitched by doctrine, by words, man. When you read Galatians, the 3rd chapter, he said, "O foolish Galatians, who hath bewitched you, that ye should not obey the truth?" So Simon, he bewitched the people of Samaria, giving out that himself was some great one. That's what Donald Trump is doing. He's the chosen. That's what he said. I believe that's what he said. I'm the chosen, man. I remember he pointed up to the heavens. See if I can find that footage. And said, "I'm the chosen." And the people start buying into him, defying God and defying the armies of the living God. And he's the anointed. He's the great white hope, right? To whom they all gave heed, from the least to the greatest, saying, "This man is the great power of God." And to him they had regard, because that of a long time he had bewitched them with sorceries. You see that? So for a long time, the so-called white man, he has been bewitching the public with sorcery, right? With staged events, false flags, crisis actors, assassination attempts, having people buy more guns, because this devil, he does order out of chaos, right? He'll cause chaos, have the people react, then create a law, and then put the people against the law and seize the guns, and then seize all of the domestic terrorists. Next thing you know, he's coming to your door, man. You know, we're going to get caught up in that thing, because they're going to label us domestic terrorists. They're going to label us men of treason. They're going to label us charge us with sedition, the same way they did Yahushua and the same way they did the apostles, because the people have been bewitched a long time with sorcery. Right? You got it, King.
Khan, I sent you something on Twitter.
All right, Khan,
put that up if you could through the spirit. Khan, that's right. Right, and that's what he's doing. He's bewitching you through sorcery. Right, I want to get this. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 13 and verse 10. Because even because they have seduced my people, saying peace, and there was no peace. And they seduce all of Israel, saying that there's peace. Right, there's not going to be any race wars. There's not going to be any violence. Right, new world order. Right, everybody one nation under God. peace, peace, but the Most High said there is no peace, man. You can't join hand in hand with your enemies, saying peace, peace, when there is no peace. And one built up a wall, and lo, others dabbed it with untempered mortar. We can't all build together when we're not all under the same mind. So we can't have peace within this nation when this nation was built off of lies and blood. And I wanted to show some too. Whenever the brother could pull it up, right? You had the Great Fire of Rome. Now, when this happened, right, they blamed the so-called Christians. Right? You can scroll down a little bit, King. Yeah, I don't know if it might be up a little bit more. Right, this is the Great Fire of Rome, right? Beginning of the 8th. All right, let me see. That's what I want. It says, according to Tacitus and later Christian traditions, Emperor Nero blamed the assassination on the Christian community. Right, so when the fire kicked off, it didn't just kick off, he blamed it on the Christians. And we know who those Christian community are. That's talking about the Israelites. So all things have to do is kick off, just like in the ancient Roman Empire. They're going to blame a big damn shootout, a riot, a tumult, a shooting, an assassination. They're going to blame all of that on the Israelites. It says in the cities, right? Reading all the way down, right? But nevertheless, it may not be in this article, but it's in many other ones that kicked off a mass persecution wave.
Yep.
Right, when Nero, charged, right, this lie upon the Israelites, right, that we got it right here. It says Christians were persecuted throughout the Roman Empire.
It's like I got this one right. This is the Neronian persecution.
Okay, calm. Right, to get rid of the report, Nero fastened the guilt and infliction of most inquisite tortures on a class hated of their abominations called Christians. Right, so like I can't see, that's kind of small. Right, you can read it, King.
Okay, I try to zoom in. Right, it says to get rid of the report, Nero fastened the guilt and inflicted the most exquisite tortures on a class hated for their abominations called Christians. By the populace, Christus, from whom the name had its origin, suffered the extreme penalty during the reign of Tiberius at the hands of one of our procurators, Pontius Pilate. And a most mischievous superstition, thus checked for the moment, again broke out not only in Judea, the first source of evil was off, but even in Rome, where all things hideous and shameful from every part of the world find their center, and become popular, man. So that goes to what you were saying. See that? They did this to blame the Christians, right? And it says most exquisite tortures, man. I believe when you go into this, he was actually tying up the Israelites and using them as lampposts and burning them and kind of setting them on fire. And every time we see a false flag, to add to that, we're really expecting an Israelite, man. Because that's their agenda, that's their MO. Right? The next big one could be from the Black Hebrew Israelite terrorist, Black identity extremist, hate group, hate cult, Black separatist organization, man. And that's when things are going to get real, man. That's when things are going to get real. And a false flag is sorcery. Right? A false flag is indeed sorcery because you have the people believing on something, that never happened, huh? Right? That never happened. Right? So that's brothers can look into that.
Yeah, Salaki, quick point. When they had, I don't even know if you can still say the word, that VIT, right? Brothers know what I'm talking about. Right? You got 1819, right? If you perceive what I'm saying. Right? When they were sticking everybody with the jab, giving everybody the beast thing, you really had people in an uproar, man. You had people's grandmothers and aunties don't come over my house, right? They slamming the door, they talking to you through the peephole, right? They not coming outside, they wearing masks. That really had a lot of people shook, right? To the point where they weren't coming outside, right? They were finding new jobs. Just because the government has said one thing, they took it and they ran with it. But as soon as the government said it was okay, the government saying it's okay is not taking pestilence out the air. The government saying it's okay is not taking that disease that's embedded within hundreds of thousands of people away just like that. But as soon as it was okay, you had women coming outside half naked, brothers back in the street smoking weed. Soon as it was okay, businesses are back open. So that just goes to show you the mass media control that they have over your mind, right, and over your spirit. That at any given time they could say, you know, it's a red alert, get inside, it's a curfew, XYZ. People treat it so serious, but deny the word to the Most High, the servant to the Most High. The true warning, right, and whistleblowers, which are those chauffeurs in the last days, telling you the truth. That just goes to show the sorcery, you know, over the earth.
And to add, for those that don't know, right, what a false flag is. See that? You type in false flag and all this Trump stuff comes up, man. See that? False flag shooting. Even the Edomites are kind of putting that out there. False flag shooting claim, conspiracy theories, misinformation in hours, right? You got people, even other Edomites, saying that there's a false flag attack, man, right? So, you know, you got people saying, well, you Negroes, y'all are conspiracy theorists, man, right? So you don't have to believe us, man. Now, a false flag, it really goes back to when pirates would sail on the sea. And back in the ancient world, in the times of piracy, in the times of sailing, different ships, they sailed in the name of families. Or if you had a lot of money and they invested in you, you would sail on behalf of your country or your king or your queen. And you have your coat of arms or your flag as you sailed in the sea. Now, a lot of countries, certain kingdoms, they will have a false flag. So let's say you were the Dutch and you had the Dutch flag as your banner, but you would put up a false flag, right? As if you were really the Spaniards. So if a Spanish ship was sailing, the Spanish Armada, they saw another Spanish ship sailing because they had the same flag. They thought that they were allies and comrades, but it was really it was a false flag, you know, and it was used for deception and used for manipulation to work on the minds of the Navy so they can rape, rob, and murder and take over that ship. And it has essentially transitioned from piracy on the actual waters to the people of the spiritual waters, man. And instead of an actual flag being waved, the flag that's being waved for alert is really these different events that are happening, man. This is the modern day flag coming in the name of the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the elites, right? The Oppenheimers, the Gettys, all of these rich families, you know, that govern the world, right? So this says, then billionaires aid pushes false flag shooting conspiracy theory. Here's what he said. Look at the actual shot. Look at the staging. Look at how ready Trump is to rally. Dimitri Melhorn told journalists in a Saturday email. So this guy, man, he had enough, you know? And the Most High put a spirit on him to kind of say these things, man. Right? The Most High put the spirit on him to say these things. I'm going to read this last part. It reads, a top Democratic strategist to LinkedIn co-founder and Democratic tycoon Reid Hoffman floated the possibility the assassination attempt on former President Trump may have been a false flag operation, according to an email journalist obtained by Semaphore. Dimitri Melhorn said in the Saturday evening email that one possibility for the attack, which feels horrific and alien and absurd in America, but is quite common globally, is that it was both encouraged and potentially staged by Trump to secure a political advantage, right? So they're saying this is a classic Russian tactic. You know, people do this stuff all the time. False flags are very common. Hitler did false flags and blamed it on particular people. 9/11, right? You have many false flags, man. right? Let me get a quick precept on that, right? You have many false flags that have happened throughout the earth, man, right? Salaki, let's go to the book. Salaki, I just have the precept. Job, Salaki. I'll get Ezekiel. I was going to get Job, right? But I'll get Ezekiel chapter 14, right? This is Ezekiel chapter 14 and verse 9, right? Quick precept, Ezekiel chapter 14 and 9. And if the prophet be deceived when he hath spoken a thing, I, the Lord, have deceived that prophet. I will stretch out my.
Kind of don't know what happened to the brother, but I'm going to pull it out through the spirit in the book of Ezekiel, right where the brother left off. It's the book of Ezekiel, right? Chapter 14 and verse number 9. It says, if the prophet be deceived when he have spoken a thing, right? So if the prophet be deceived, which he have spoken a thing, I, the Lord, have deceived that prophet. And then a lot of men are going to be overthrown because it's the spirit of the Most High that's being placed on that man to be deceived and overthrown. Like it says in the book of Job, the 12th chapter, right? The deceive and the deceiver are his. It says, I, the Lord, have deceived that prophet, and I will stretch out my hand upon him, and I will destroy him from the midst of my people Israel. And they shall bear their punishment of their iniquity. The punishment of the prophet shall be even as the punishment of him that seeketh to him. All right, so if you listen to these false flags, get overthrown through sorcery, right, and actually allude and believe these things, the Most High said the judgment of you believing this false sorcery and hope is going to be the same thing as the judgment that's going to happen to that deceiver. All right, let me get this mighty precept in the book of Job. Right, it's the book of Job, chapter 12, and I'm going to start at verse 12. With the ancient is wisdom, talking about the Most High, and in length of days understanding. With him is wisdom and strength. He hath counsel and understanding. Behold, he breaketh down, it cannot be built again. He shutteth up, and there can be no opening. Right? Whatever the Most High shut down, whether he shut down the kingdom, right? Whether he shut down your household, right? Whatever he shuts down, your understanding, right? Your hope, right? He shuts that down, it cannot be built up again. And the Most High said, they shall build, but what? I will throw down. So when the Most High is chopping down and breaking down this nation, it cannot be built again. It says, behold, he withholdeth the waters, and they dry up. Also, he sendeth them out, and they overturn the earth. With him is strength and wisdom. The deceived and the deceiver are his. Right? Meaning what? In the hand of the Most High is people that are deceived, overthrown. Right? Men that don't really know what's going on, they're being deceived. And the Most High is the one giving that charge. Right? The Most High has the elect in his hand. Right? Them that cannot be deceived, overthrown, like it says in the book of Matthew 24:24. Even if it were possible, you can't deceive or overthrow or lie and manipulate, paraphrasing greatly, them elect. They're not going to be deceived by this world, the sorcery and all of the things that allude unto it. They're going to be the ones that see through that, right? But you got it, King.
Yeah, man, I was on a rant. I didn't even know I cut off. What was the last thing?
Ezekiel chapter 14 and verse 9.
All right, yeah, let me just read that real quick, right? Quick precept. Ezekiel chapter 14 and verse 9, right? I'm gonna just read it straight up. And if the prophet be deceived when he hath spoken a thing, I, the Lord, have deceived that prophet, and I will stretch out my hand upon him and will destroy him from the midst of my people Israel. And they shall bear the punishment of their iniquity. The punishment of the prophet shall be even as the punishment of him that seeketh unto him. So the Lord deceives, man. He said in Job 12:16 that the deceived and the deceiver are his. So if false presidents, false politicians, right? These things are set up from Yahweh Ba'ashmi Yahushua. Right now, not only is the false and Babylon the great, they're a false prophet within themselves, man. You read about the false prophet in the book of Revelation, you know, all throughout the scriptures, the 20th chapter, the 19th chapter. This system is a false prophet. And if you seek the false prophet, you're going to get the same punishment as the false prophet. That's what it says in verse 10. The punishment of the prophet shall be even as the punishment of him that seeketh unto him. So if you seek this system, you buy in, Donald Trump got you all riled up, you ready to vote, right? You ready to make him king, you're ready, you kind of damn balling up your fist, man, right? You kind of getting into this thing, you sweat, you're getting excited. The Most High is going to get up with you, man. This is nothing but a stage. The world is a stage. These are the actors. You understand? And this is all set up to push their new world order, man. Right? But you got it, King. Okay, Khan,
you got it if you had something else.
I had nothing else.
Okay, Khan. We break out this last closing precept through the Spirit. All right. The mighty book of Revelation. All right, chapter 3. And I'm going to start at verse 2. It says, be watchful and strengthen the things that which remain that are ready to die. Right? So being watchful is in all aspects. Continue to watch in all things. Your spirit, right? Your reading, right? Watching, your fasting, your prayer, whatever the case may be. It says, for I have not found thy works perfect before Yahweh. Remember therefore how thou hast received and heard, and hold fast and repent. If therefore thou shalt not watch, I will come on thee as a thief, and thou shalt not know what hour I will come upon thee. Right, as quick as there were an assassination attempt, as quick as you could fall out the truth, as quick as World War III could kick off, and a bomb could hit your neighboring city, right, or an outbreak or a pestilence could hit, right, and they've taken away all jobs, taken away your right to go out, whatever the case may be, curfews. This thing can happen overnight in a matter of seconds, matter of days. So you got to keep watch. And there's so much world news going on that it's impossible, right, to get bored or to faint or to not keep watch. So continue to be on Twitter, X, whatever the case may be, right, Facebook, Instagram, right, world news, even your phone. If you have an iPhone or different other smartphones, right, they give you top news straight to your phone. Right, all you got to do is set it up, right, and it'll come right to your screen. So make sure you know what's going on in the last days so you don't get caught out there.
God, this is the book of Revelation, chapter 22 and 12. And behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me to give every man according as his work shall be. Right? We all say we believe in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Your works have to prove that you believe in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, man. And the Lord is coming quickly, man. You know, hey, that event, it could have very well been a so-called Israelite psyop covert operation that did it, and all hell could have been breaking loose, man. There could not have been a Monday Night Fire, man. The Most High could have took that away. It could have been your job. They could have started looking at you, man. Right? They would have pulled you up. They would have told all of the corporations, start looking at if you have any black identity extremists, any suspects, just check out their social media, look at their videos, and if they fit the profile and the agenda, fire them immediately. Ban them from all jobs, all banks, all grocery stores. If they have those fringes on, these are wanted criminals. It could have happened like that, man. Then brothers, oh man, I got to get right, man. Hey, it's too late, man. You got to get right now, man. You got to get right today, man. And the Lord said in Proverbs 27, 1 on down, boast not of tomorrow, for thou knowest not what a day may bring forth, man. You don't know what a day is going to bring forth, man. Who knew that was going to happen, man? Who knew that these events were going to transpire? We have no idea what the Most High is going to do. We do know in Zephaniah, the 3rd chapter, says, every morning he bringeth his judgment to light, but the unjust knoweth no shame. So every morning something is happening, man. Just because an ICBM missile didn't drop in Israel didn't mean that the Most High is not working. Job 23, it says on the left hand where he doth work, man. Behold, I try to approach him, but I can't find him, paraphrasing. The Most High is always working, and you may not perceive it, man. And he's working every morning. You have to be working every morning, right? Because once the Most High do his work, man, who can let it, man? Once the Most High had this thing turn up, what are you going to do? All you're going to have in those days are your works. And the Lord said in Revelation 14 and 13, blessed are the dead which die in the Lord henceforth, that they may rest from their labors and that their works may follow them. Huh? Right? But with that, we're going to close up, giving, of course, our honor and glory to Yahweh, Bashima Mashiach Kwamalaki Bashai, Brother Naquam,
Shalom, brother. Right.
Kwam Yasha. Shalom.